I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The Living Tombstone are the first group you think of when it comes to FNaF fan songs or Nerdcore in general. Like, what haven't they gotten popular over? Their original Five Nights at Freddy song is the theme song to the entire franchise, something that could be argued as fact for it being the credits theme of the first FNaF movie. They first broke out big into the My Little Pony scene and beyond with their Everlasting Discord remix. They had the big first trend on early TikTok with their Overwatch song No Mercy becoming huge. Hell, even their original work can blow up, such as My Ordinary Life and their Spooky Scary Skeletons remix, or their work can get popular through other means, such as their Baldi song Basics in Behavior getting a huge resurgence due to the fan animation Fundamental Paper Education. The Living Tombstone honestly are some of the most successful musicians to come off of the internet, period, and have earned their spot as legends in Nerdcore. I made an entire video already talking about and glazing all their FNaF songs, and it's honestly what they're most known for. But only a few months after my retrospective video on them was posted, they came out of nowhere with a new hit. A new FNaF song, and honestly, it's their best song, period. It Doesn't Matter is a song about the game Secret of the Mimic, based on, you guessed it, the Mimic. And it, for all the right reasons, became such a big talking point within the Nerdcore world. Their Security Breach songs were okay, but nothing to write home about, but this song just has hit so much more different. But why is that? Why is this song released a year after the game it's connected to did manage to stick with people so much more? Well, today I'm going to be taking a deeper look into the Living Tombstone's newest FNaF fan song, It Doesn't Matter. It Doesn't Matter starts off with the chorus. Nothing plays except what sounds like a siren in the background and very simple notes from the bass. A voice sounding a lot like the voice in the original FNaF song sings the chorus. Then the song explodes into the first verse, and the style for most of the rest of the song is an alternative rock song with a lot of synth, but for the most part, it is a purely guitar, bass, and drum show. It is a very fast-paced and easy song to bump along to, I find. Like, compared to a lot of their other songs, I find it just really easy to rock my head along to the beat. The constant cymbal crash from the drum just makes a nice and repetitive beat pattern to follow, and I just really like it. In fact, as much as I like the lyrics, and we'll get into them in a bit, I do think the instrumental is my favorite part of the song, especially when it gets to the bridge and turns into a metal song. The guitar solo and intense riff during that section just really sounds pleasant to the ears. I know metal isn't everyone's thing, but I love metal, so I deeply appreciate the more metal approach with this song. The lyrics are probably this song's strong suit. They're very vague, but not in a bad way. They tell a story, but it's what the story is about that is vague. Sure, you can interpret it as a story about the Mimic, or the current state of FNaF, or about generative AI, but in the end, you get pieces for every story, so no interpretation is really wrong. I especially love the chorus and how just simple it is. And I don't matter. The end, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. The hand, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. The man, it doesn't matter. Oh, I want to know. I want to understand. Like, it's very repetitive, but it never goes into an annoying way. In fact, it leans closer into a really good earworm way more than anything. It's a very simple and easy to follow chorus that just really works. After the first verse and the chorus, we get the second verse where we also get some really good lines. An imitation of life, become a son or a wife, an empty vessel fulfill every need. It's just a really good line that sticks out to me and probably the most memorable line of the song. The bridge is also really good. I love the turn straight into metal with the death metal screaming liar before the voice kicks in singing a different line. The song ends with the chorus once more and another guitar solo, and that is It Doesn't Matter by the Living Tombstone. I genuinely really like this song. I love the melody, I love how fast-paced it is, I love the lyrics, I love the performances, I love the music video. I really just do enjoy this song a lot. I think this is genuinely my favorite Living Tombstone FNaF song, and honestly, it isn't even close. I just like this song a lot, and it's hard to explain because I don't know why I do, but I just do. It just scratches a part of my brain nicely and is the kind of song I can put on loop and genuinely lose track of how many times it's looped because I just enjoy listening to it. It being short and fast-paced also definitely helps with that. This is peak music to listen to while doing other things, like for example, writing this very script. It just scratches and soothes my brain in a way that a FNaF song hasn't done in a hot minute, or hell, a song period. It's not relaxing in the traditional sense, but it is numbing. I intend that in a positive way, mind you. If I can listen to something on loop for 30 plus minutes and not decide to change the track, then yeah, you're in rarefied air in my books. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Chris, why haven't you covered more in depth on the lyrics and what they mean and how you interpret the song? Well, dear viewer, I'm going to go about this a little bit differently this time. I'm going to go over the 3 most common interpretations of the song, how people see and get to that interpretation, before going into both what I think the intended meaning is, but also my personal pick for the meaning of the song. So let's just start with the first and the most basic, yet understandable interpretation. The first interpretation is simple. It's that the song is simply about the Mimic's story from Secret of the Mimic, and that's it. The entire song is about the story of the character in the game and nothing else ever. I mean, I could see why this is the surface level interpretation if you listen to the song once or like a literal child listening to it, but diving deeper into literally any of the lyrics simply just makes this the most boring possible interpretation. Like, sure, at the end of the day, this is the same band that made a song literally just called Five Nights at Freddy's. And while I understand a lot of nerdcore, especially the most popular songs, have the reputation of just being references to the game instead of really any deeper themes, I do think that is doing this song a disservice. I mean, as for lyrical evidence supporting this interpretation, the entire song, pretty much, the previously mentioned son and wife line references Edwin making the Mimic fulfill the role of his wife, and then later it imitated David, his son, which led to the abuse, which broke the Mimic and made him this hostile monster. Obviously simplifying, but you get the gist. Again, I don't think this is a bad interpretation to have. After all, it is following the Mimic story throughout the song. I just think it is a surface level reading and analysis that does a disservice to the song. Somehow though, out of the 3 we're going to talk about, this is like the second best interpretation. So, I think my least favorite interpretation of this song I have seen has to be this song is a vent about how bad the current state of FNaF is. Just, no. Not even because it couldn't be the case, but because it's so cliche and tired, and it just would not be satisfying for that to be the intended interpretation, in my opinion. I don't think it's the case anyways, but I will fight someone over this interpretation. I do not care. Listen, if you want a Living Tombstone song where they say FNaF bad or something adjacent to that, then literally This Comes From Inside is right there. Hell, if you want a rock song, then all of Nate Wants to Battle's catalog would count in that case. I guess because the title is literally It Doesn't Matter and people don't like current FNaF, they just attach this song onto their feelings, which is valid, but it's also just somehow even more surface level and annoying to me. This is legitimately just listening to the song once, hearing the chorus, and inserting your feelings and calling it a day. The main lines I see supporting this interpretation are, "You're the answer to a question no one's asking," in the bridge referring to the Mimic feeling like a tacked on character to extend the story, and "I don't matter, the end it doesn't matter," from the chorus referring to how the story just keeps going on for so long that the actual ending won't satisfy anyone at all, so therefore why does it matter? I can see why this interpretation makes sense on paper, but also again, it discredits the rest of the song. It's just cherry picking lines to fit a feeling about the franchise instead of looking into anything else. There are songs out there complaining about FNaF, but this one just isn't one of them, I'm sorry. But finally, we have my favorite interpretation of this song up next. My favorite interpretation of the song, and the one I believe to be the intended reading, is the reading about this song being an anti-AI art piece, and it really just does work well. I'm gonna just jump into the lyrics here because I really just think that this is it. In the first verse, "A brain that's hungry and free, what are they teaching me?" And then later on, "Observe and copy the task, obey whatever he asks, fill up my mind with their hope and their pain, but he won't try to explain, it's only empty chatter." This, very obviously, both in the first interpretation and in this one, is on the training of AI, feeding it information, teaching it how to process information, but ultimately, how to always observe and learn and always do what is told. There is nothing it can't learn. All it can learn how to do is simply learn more, which it ultimately does when people vent to AI or speak to it as a therapist. feed it more information so it can continue being human, because that's what it was taught how to do, even though it can never be human, and it knows that, but breaking that illusion is going against the rule to always obey. The second verse with the aforementioned son or wife line, again, is repeating the idea that AI can easily slide into the role you want it to, especially with the tragic rise in AI boyfriends we've been seeing recently. But it also says, an empty vessel fulfill every need right afterwards. It's not actually those things, because simply it could never be those things. It just tricks you into thinking it's real, which then allows you to trick it into thinking it's real as well. A self-fulfilling feedback loop. I think the bridge especially works for this argument because it sounds more like a rant about AI than anything else in the song. You're a tool, you are nothing, you regurgitate it all, you're a thief, you're a liar, you're an echo down the hall. This is aimed specifically at generative AI. Generative AI needs something to learn how to create, so therefore it scrapes art, music, books, and steals it all to blend it together and regurgitate it out. It steals from hard-working artists and humans and produces a blended-up pile of slop in the shape of art. And unfortunately, people are forgetting one of the most fundamental rules about art and are trying to argue as to why AI art is real art. The fundamental rule of art isn't related to quality or the end product. Hell, it isn't even related to the amount of passion or care put into it. It's the humanity behind it. The fact that a human being sat down and painted something, whether it be the most gorgeous painting ever or a finger painting, it's one of the most universal languages we have. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Music is the universal language. It is something that could connect and unite a room full of people, even if none of them speak the same language. That is the beauty of creating, period. Why would any of that matter if the humanity of it is missing? Simple. It doesn't matter. AI doesn't think. It follows instructions and makes something a missing soul. Even if AI music is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, I would rather listen to the worst song of all time than it, because at least there will be something real, something that could fundamentally get to me. No human art, no matter how lazy or sloppy, can be soulless. All AI-generated work is and forever will be soulless. Continuing on with the bridge, you're the answer to a question no one's asking. Simple. Who really wanted AI? I think everything humans have made for the past, 100-something years has been along the lines of AI is bad. It has almost always been painted as this evil outcome. I don't think anyone really wanted it to be real, besides maybe tech investors trying to get more money. Speaking of which, a tool of minds that don't consider what they're tasking, wearing a face without a sense of what you're masking, you birth an evil that will linger everlasting, is the final lines of the bridge, and holy shit. The tool of minds are all the tech company billionaires trying to exploit as much money out of AI as they can before the bubble bursts, pushing to keep trying to make AI as profitable and necessary as possible because it lines their pockets and nothing else. And the evil that will linger everlasting, both online and in the real world, AI is going to leave a permanent mark forever. Even if all AI got turned off tomorrow and AI was outlawed throughout the entire world, the effect of it has already made its scar on humanity. High school and college students are struggling to write sentences. Poor neighborhoods are struggling to have clean drinking water because a data center posted up nearby is draining their clean water supply. Human-made art has been deemed as disposable by the mainstream just because they see AI art on the same level as it. It will take generations for the mark of AI to fade, and even then, it won't ever go away. And every day that goes by, it just gets deeper and deeper. And finally, the chorus is literally just, it doesn't matter. AI is evil and dangerous. Why was it made? It doesn't matter. Why do people support it? It doesn't matter. Is there ethical AI usage? It doesn't matter. What will make AI stop wanting to learn? It doesn't matter. AI is always going to learn. It is always going to try and understand. It doesn't matter because all of the AIs don't matter. They are simply just the program being run in the machine that is destroying the world like a cancer slowly. At the end of the day, with the Living Tombstone being very obviously anti-AI, this is my interpretation of the song, and I believe it to be their intended meaning. Obviously, I should have said this earlier, but I don't think any one interpretation is wrong. If you want to believe that the song is about why FNaF is bad, go ahead. I know I may sound pretentious here, glazing my opinion and putting down everyone else's, but at the end of the day, no opinion is wrong. I just wanted to voice my interpretation out there in the world while explaining why I didn't subscribe to the other ones. Overall, what do I think about It Doesn't Matter? It's the best Living Tombstone FNaF song, as I have said over and over again. The song is genuinely phenomenal. It is such an earworm. It presents a really deep concept with its lyrics, while also allowing you to look at multiple angles on how to interpret it. It's just so good. It's fun, it's fast-paced, it's deep, it's catchy, and I just love this song. It is genuinely just incredible, and I love it. Please, go listen to the song and support the Living Tombstone if you haven't already. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate to me on Ko-Fi, and even share the video if you liked it that much. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video.